live, and I love it.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so we're video recording. She's getting ready to push record,
Are you
record
going to
on
do
the
our intro?
podcast. I can.
Excellent.
Welcome to Spirits and Supernatural. I'm Jenny.
And I am Dawn.
So, Dawn, we are just, I don't know.
Excited doesn't begin to explain it. We have a guest today.
Julie McNiven, who played Anna. It was Anna, not Anna, right?
Yes.
Anna. Yeah.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, my mind went crazy. Is joining us via Zoom today. Thank you for joining us,
Of
Julie.
course. Hello, everyone.
So
Yay.
exciting. I got to meet Julie in Philly
Mhm.
last year, and you got to meet her for the first time in Norfolk,
Yeah,
right?
not too long ago.
And
Yeah.
actually, you're wearing the sweatshirt.
I am wearing the
Love.
sweater. Yeah, it
Love
says,
it.
"What if I got weirder?"
I don't think it's
I
possible.
you know what? But I feel like weirdness is like infinite. So I think it is possible.
Mhm.
We can all be a little bit weirder
I
and
just
maybe
think
a little more free.
weird is the new norm, I think.
Well, yeah.
I don't think there is. What is normal? There is none.
What is
I don't,
weird? What's
I don't
normal?
think it counts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Those are the deep, hard-hitting questions that we cover on this
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So, Julie, we have been discussing angels since the beginning
Okay.
of the year.
Awesome.
And so that's why we wanted to get you on here to talk about Anna a little bit. And we also want to talk just about you and what you're doing and where we can find you at different times.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But Dawn is going to go ahead and mix up our cocktail. We're making Anna's Grace cocktail.
Nice.
Exactly.
Do you have the dimensions there? Do you want to say
The
them?
dimensions?
The dimensions.
The directions?
Give us the measurements.
The
The
measurements.
Okay.
The dimensions.
So this calls for raspberry vodka, but we didn't have any, so we have regular vodka because we always do whatever we want anyways.
Yeah.
We're going to use some blue curacao and some
Okay.
lemonade. And then to make it sparkly, we have edible glitters here. Because
Ooh.
Grace is all sparkly and
It
shiny.
is. It's so
Yeah.
blue and shiny.
Blue and shiny. That's what we're making.
Yeah,
Nice.
we make up a lot of stuff on our podcast as far as cocktails. We try not to lie. Like we might though, but we make up just stuff. And
Yeah.
then if you want to do like the mocktail of that, I think just like a blue raspberry lemonade.
That's what
or
we're going for.
You know
Or
what I
something.
did is I didn't have lemonade and I didn't even have like lemon juice, but I did have this lemon lime relight electrolyte powder.
Okay.
So I muddled some blueberries
Oh,
and I mixed it with I put some sparkling water with the electrolyte lemon powder.
perfect.
And so that's what I have. And you can kind of see it's got like muddled blueberries at the top. So we'll see how this tastes. I'll wait to sip it with you, ladies.
That sounds so
Oh,
fancy.
And I love blueberries. They're
Yeah.
like my favorite fruit.
All
I
right.
have them all the time.
I'm going to give this a shake and it's going to be a little noisy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dawn is always the mixologist. I come up with the crazy ideas sometimes. We did
Yeah.
a 20 ingredient cocktail a couple months
Whoa.
ago. Yeah.
It was ridiculous, but like
It wasn't
What, like-
20 alcohols,
No.
but it
had
Right.
4 garnishes and
yeah, it was crazy.
3 different kinds of I don't know.
I
I
don't-
had
it
a
was-
bunch of stuff.
It was called
Okay.
the road trip.
It was a road trip.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, did it because we were talking about Supernatural turning 20 years old. And
Are you
so
ready
we had to
for
do a 20
Okay.
ingredient cocktail.
This
Yeah.
is going to be so blue.
Yay. It should be blue. It's pretty.
Fun.
I love the color.
Okay, so the
Was
thing
my
is-
Grace? I can't remember when it was in the bottle. What thing was it? Blue?
Blue and like a white. Yeah.
Like
it was
silvery.
silvery.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So the thing is, this is blue and we're going to add yellow. So it's going to turn green.
Well, let's add the glitter first, and I'll take a picture before we add the lemonade.
Okay.
So
Excellent. Before it looks like snot.
Before it's
Ooh. Yeah, I'm not drinking that.
All right.
Perfect.
Make it sparkle.
Yeah.
It looks like Gatorade, honestly.
So, Julia, do you have any projects you're working on right now that you're excited about or can talk about?
nothing I can talk about, but
Okay.
what I am working on, which I always get I noticed this about myself. Like I've been doing a lot of writing,
Mhm.
and
Like
I don't
journaling
do
or
no script writing. And I
Oh.
don't do very well if I don't have a deadline. It's
Oh, I'm the
really
same.
hard for
Hmm.
me to be consistent about my writing. And so I tend to only write when I like absolutely have to. Like when there's that when it's in your head and you're like, I gotta get it out now, and you go on like a hyper focus for 2 days. Um, and so I always find that after I do a supernatural weekend, I get really jazzed about writing
Hmm.
because I'm seeing all of my creative friends and we're all chatting and talking business stuff and catching up with each other. And I always feel so inspired. So I've been trying to write the last scene of this pilot for like months. And so yesterday I did a shadow work with my cousin who's writing a book. So we were Zooming. She was editing her book. I was writing the final scene. And then today I opened up another pilot that I have some editing to do on, and I started working on that. So it's always nice these weekends for so many reasons to see everyone. I always come home and I always am able to write after them because I always just feel inspired to.
that's awesome.
I
Have
love
you
that.
sold
No,
screen? Okay. All
no.
right. No. All
But
right.
I have a few, I have like 3 I wrote with my writing partner in LA, and I have, well, I would say 2 that are on the way to being more complete.
Okay.
I mean, nothing's ever done, right? But more complete. And then another few that are in the early stages. So I try to rotate what I'm working on to kind of, like I said, if I'm not feeling like I have to write it, then it's hard for me to sit and write. I don't have that skill yet, and so I'm trying. It's
Okay.
not easy, but yeah, I worked today on, and I'm excited tomorrow to work on it. So that feels good.
That's
Awesome.
awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to do a quick
Okay.
little toast to Anna
So it
Yes.
Milton.
definitely did not
Oh, that's
turn
really big
green.
cup.
No, I think it's really
Cheers.
pretty.
Yay.
Yay.
I think the lemonade's perfect.
Hmm.
Add to that. It's really yummy.
This is the first time I've ever had curacao,
I've
and
never
I
had it
smelled it, and
either.
it's very citrusy. I
Mhm.
learned today that it's made from the rind of bitter oranges.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
and then they add like blue dye 1 to it.
Oh, well.
So
awesome. That's so weird that they need to make it blue.
Yeah. If it's orange, it
Like
doesn't make
yeah,
sense.
I don't know.
Yeah. The
it,
bottle's really pretty.
it's so you can feel like a little
So
kid or
you can have a
something.
little bit of Anna's grace. That's
Right.
why.
That's why. That must be why,
All right.
obviously.
How's your mocktail? Is it good?
It's actually pretty good. It really just tastes the lemon lime relight powder is very strong. I probably maybe should have mixed a little more like I have this pomegranate vitamin water. That might have
Mhm.
been a better like half and half. I don't know.
Okay.
But it's good. It's
Okay,
very
good.
it's refreshing.
Good. And
All
you're
right.
And
rehydrated.
it's good. Yes, I'm getting my electrolytes, so
Yes.
it's all good.
Excellent.
So, because you were talking about some writing that you've been doing, have you ever, other than acting, obviously,
Mhm.
and I think you're a phenomenal singer. I really
Oh,
enjoy
thank
your
you.
voice.
Thanks.
Have you ever done anything else in the business, ever or aspired to like direct or anything like
Um,
that?
no, I don't. I've never had this big urge to direct. No.
Okay.
Um, and I was kind of curious about because a lot of my friends that have like been on shows, they're on the show for a while and then they move to direct. Maybe that would happen if I was on a show a lot,
Hmm.
but I die a lot.
Oh, did you die
So
in Mad
I
Men?
I didn't die in Mad Men, but I
Okay.
did the first 3 seasons and then I left. But I I died on Stargate Universe. I died. I'm sure I just die a lot. And when I die, they like bring me back and then kill me again. So
Oh.
it's I've never had like a long enough run on something
Hmm.
to kind of see if that, because I do imagine the longer you're on a show, the more you're going to be able to take in maybe what the director's doing, how it's all working. I think when you're a guest star and when you're recurring, you're really just focused on your own, what's happening for your character, and you're wanting to show up and do your best.
Sure.
But yeah, I do think maybe if I was on a long running show, that would be something that I'd be interested in, possibly. But I don't know. Well, we'll find out.
Yeah. Well, like Jensen directed
Yeah.
several episodes, but he didn't direct until like the sixth season.
Right.
So, he didn't just jump right in and try and do it right away.
Yeah.
Either. So,
Yeah. Although I believe he had been a series regular a few other times.
On other shows.
Yeah.
Right. On other shows. So he's
Yeah.
had that, that wealth of experience.
Yeah.
Being a series regular, being on set nearly every day, leading a show.
Yeah.
And I think that, you look at like, the Law and Orders, like I think they step in and direct because they're 25 seasons in.
Right.
So yeah, I maybe one day.
Maybe. Well, did you have any specific questions about Anna?
About
Or-
Anna? Oh,
Okay.
I don't know that I, excuse me, that I had questions. I had questions about like other things, not
Okay,
about
fine.
Anna. We can talk
Whatever.
about Anna, and we can kind of jump around, and yeah.
Yeah, we'll jump around.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just know. So when I was doing a little bit of research, I don't do a lot of research. I'm usually
Yeah.
more of a fly by my seat of my pants kind of person. It comes together.
Meanwhile, I'm out here like reading bios and like your entire IMDb page and everything.
Yes.
But
yeah.
as I was looking, I did find out that so you were the first angel to lose your grace and become human on the show. I didn't know if you knew that or not. Okay. So, because you actually, you came in season 4, and that's when angels were introduced. And so we didn't know anything about them anyhow. But you not only, well, I said, it says lose your grace, but you didn't really lose it. You gave it up intentionally, like cut it out of yourself or whatever.
Yeah.
And I realize this is digging back almost 20 years
Yep.
ago. But what, like, as far as like coming onto that show and onto that set,
We're good.
yeah,
It's fine.
the shaker
builds up pressure sometimes, and the lid
I was
just
like, there's a ping pong ball flying around.
we're good. We're under attack. That was hilarious. So when you came on the show to begin with, my understanding was that you were going to kind of be like the role of what Castiel was going to be.
Yeah.
And then, which I think really stinks that you weren't. I think you should have
maybe
been.
if I don't know. To be honest, Castiel, so Misha was hired before me.
Mm-hmm.
He had like a few episodes before me as well that he shot. And my character was only supposed to be in 2 episodes.
Okay. And you were in 6.
So I think what happened was, I think Misha's character was always the one, I think Castiel was always the one that was going to join them.
Oh, okay.
But at the same time, I think they were just like when you bring on new actors, you have to kind of test them. So my first 2 episodes were a test. I didn't know that really until the last day of shooting my second episode, and they scheduled me for another episode. And then later on, I was realizing, okay, so that was like, do I work well with them? And do I show up and, am I easy to give notes to? Like all that stuff. If you're an asshole, you're not going to come back.
Yeah.
Basically.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think, however it worked out, they ran with Misha kind of joining but I don't know how much of that was planned as much as, as they're going, they're seeing this chemistry and they're like, okay, we can work with that. Let's roll with this. Let's move in this direction. Cause I think like the season, I know like the showrunner will have, the writers will have the season mapped out, but I think there was some flexibility depending on how these actors came in and what the flow was like. Was it working? Can they work with them? Like, I remember when I did season 1 of Mad Men, And I learned later on that the writers watched the way Pete and I, the Peter Campbell was like my boss. I was his secretary. And so they watched the way we behaved together in my one line per episode, right? It wasn't like I had a lot to work with, but I decided that I didn't like him, that I didn't care. And I was able to like push the boundary of like not doing anything to get enough to get fired, but showing a little bit of attitude without it being considered attitude. It's like that fine line. And so I started doing that. And then they started writing more of that because they saw how it worked. And for Pete, it was like a perfect, like, you know, a perfect relationship to have with the secretary. And so, you know, I didn't know that they saw that and then kept writing for that until later on.
That's
so I think
really
that's
cool.
kind of how it works. The writers watch what you're doing. They see how you're interacting with the characters. They watch the chemistry, and then, you know, write for it.
Yeah. So you kind of get to like shape the
I
show a
think
little bit
so.
in that.
I mean, I think that, like I said, I think there's like a decent skeleton already set, but within that there's flexibility. So I'm speaking as I'm not a writer in a writer's room, but I'm guessing that's probably how it works.
Well, I would think too, though, Supernatural being what it was with the two brothers, it probably wouldn't have worked to have a woman.
So I think if my character never slept with Dean and maybe was gay,
yeah,
maybe it could have worked.
Right. Yeah.
But the fact that we slept together like so early on, and what would have been nice was if we didn't, and then that could have been something they played with later on.
Sure. Yeah.
Right. That's always an interesting dynamic. But yeah, I don't think the show isn't about finding the love of your life or a one night stand. It's not about that. So I think it made more sense to have Misha be the angel that travels, you know, with them.
Yeah. Sure. It's a shame though. Would have loved to have you more for sure.
I know.
We want more of like every character every time. We're like, I wish we could have had more of them every time.
It's so hard, because but it really is. You really have to go back, and I'm sure like writers are having the same thing. They're like, oh, I loved working with that guy, or I loved, you know, seeing her performance. But you really have to go back to what the show's about.
Yeah. Well, the fact that you were only supposed to do 2 episodes. And you did 3 times the amount. Right. That's pretty cool, I think.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they
same
liked
thing
you.
happened on Stargate Universe. I was supposed to do 6. I died. And then I came back to life as a hologram. Oh. And then they put my consciousness into the computer of the ship. They just kept killing me more and harder.
Let's bring her back so we can kill her again.
My consciousness, you know, as the season 2 ended, my consciousness was in the ship, and the ship went off with Eli, I was his love interest, with Eli being the only person that wasn't in a, you know, when they get in those like coffins to like
a pod or
whatever.
They
get in a pod coffin thing, and they're like alive, but they're dead, but they're alive.
So he was cryogenic chamber.
Cryogenic. I was going to say that, and then I was like, that doesn't sound right. No, it is a cryogenic chamber.
Yes, yeah.
That what Soldier Boy was in?
Probably.
I don't
know. Some version of
totally.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Very common.
That's hilarious considering you've never watched The Boys.
I don't watch The Boys. No, it's too graphic.
It's a different
me.
watch.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, I don't think did I watch the last season? I mean, I saw Jensen in it, but it wasn't, maybe there was one more season after that.
I think there was, yeah.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Because he didn't come until like 3.
A very intense, like.
I think they had a quota in one season for like the number of heads that explode in an episode.
Or the amount of dick we see. Like,
there's
so
also that.
Much penis.
Yeah.
That I'm like, I mean, in one respect, I'm like, thank you for having it be penis and not boobs
all the time,
but like also maybe I don't need to see the penis.
Yeah.
Like,
that much.
Yeah.
That much. Yeah.
Yes, it was a lot.
The title of our episode.
We didn't know we were going here with this, but anyway,
it's my fault.
I don't know. I enjoyed the show. it's just a different energy.
Sure.
That's all.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, well, if Rising takes off,
I was gonna say you'll probably have to step in and watch that. It might be a different vibe. I don't know. He
yeah,
plays like
I'll watch it for you.
really he's really good at playing an asshole.
yeah,
He is, though. It's true.
Really good at it.
yeah. It's
Which is funny because he's so nice and kind and considerate. But man, that one, I think he was only in like 1 or 2 episodes of the season that I saw of The Boys. And I was like, oh my God, like it was funny, but he was like a dick.
Yeah.
Not, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. It's hard for me not to watch something that Jensen's in. It's very challenging, but
Yeah.
I did watch all of Countdown. So yeah, but
And how was that?
I
I
loved
didn't
it.
actually see it.
Well,
I haven't, I need to binge it. I haven't seen it. And my friend Jessica was in it. I did a film with her years ago in Puerto Rico.
Oh,
Yes, she's amazing.
Yes,
Did
I
you
saw
did
the
you see that
trailer
on
for it.
IMDb?
I
You
saw the
figured
trailer
out?
for it today. Yes.
oh, that's
I was
She
like,
is
that's Oliveras.
She is so wonderful. I'm so happy for her. She's kind of getting a lot more attention, more buzz. She's booking a lot more bigger things. So she's
good.
amazing.
That is amazing. So anyhow, I just want to talk about your husband just briefly.
Okay.
Because you knew her husband was on one of the episodes, right?
No, I never know these things.
Okay. I know all the things, even though I don't do the research, I know the things.
She just knows these things.
Well, her husband is Michael Blackman Beck, correct?
Yep.
Okay. He played, now I can't remember, was it Harold? Was that the name? The character? Anyhow, he was in Plucky Penny Whistles. He was the bad guy. That's her husband.
Was he the like custodian bad? Or no, oh my gosh. Okay, I know who you mean.
Yeah.
The guy behind the counter.
Yeah.
Who was like super excited. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's like super goofy and like,
yeah, that's her husband.
But he ended up being the bad guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he got to drown. Jensen made him, or I don't know if Jensen made him drown, but he did drown. Drown out of the water. He had a dry drowning.
Yeah. No, it was
With
Jensen.
Yeah. Because that was like how his character's younger brother had died.
Something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because Sam was being tortured by clowns at the time.
I recall. I do. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
There you go. That was
now I know.
But it was fun. He read for a few episodes before that as well. He read for Lucifer, which was really fun audition. And then when they cast Mark, we both were like, oh yeah, like, yeah.
Clearly.
Why did we even audition for this? Like, it's clearly like it's Mark. He's just, because we watched when my husband and I first met, we were watching Lost back in the day when we had to go to Blockbuster. No, it was maybe we rented them on Netflix, but it was when Netflix, you got the physical DVDs.
Oh yeah, they'd be mailed to you. Yeah.
And so we would be watching Lost that way. We're so old.
Well, you went to Blockbuster first, and I was like, we're aging ourselves, and then mailing Netflix. And then we're still aging ourselves.
Exactly. It doesn't help. Yeah, but we would watch that, and I remember watching when they brought Jacob on, and Mark started his role on Lost. Mm-hmm. We were just like, oh my God, this guy is so good. He just was like absolutely captivating. And so it was very cool to see that he was Lucifer. Yeah.
But you guys didn't meet because of Supernatural, right?
No. We met doing a movie we met in New York. We had booked a movie that was shooting in Kentucky. So we met like in the van ride to Kentucky. And we shot a movie in a cave in like 2005. The whole thing was in a cave. It was not safe.
I saw the trailer for that, and that is literally like one of my fears.
It's a nightmare. Like when I look back and I'm like, oh my God, we were trudging through mud, cave water. We couldn't see, like they'd be like, we're crawling through this port right here. Don't crawl to your left at all. It's about a 40-foot drop. We were like, what? It was not.
That sounds like an actual nightmare.
And Michael, totally blanking on his name. Michael Arden was in it as well. And he is now a Tony winner, Broadway director, star. Like it's been so fun to watch his career. Cause like when I met him, we were like singing in the van and I'm like, damn, this guy's good. And he had already been on Broadway at that point, I think. But it was super fun to see his career take off. I'm trying to think if anyone else was in that. Oh, and then another guy I've seen on stuff as well. But yeah, it was not a safe movie, and I don't even know if there's a copy of it anywhere. Like it's a low budget.
There's a trailer for it on IMDb.
Yeah, the trailers I think all we're gonna ever get of it right now. It's out there somewhere, but I don't know where.
You can tell like that it was filmed in like 2009 or whenever.
I think it was 2005. Yeah.
5. Okay. It just literally, I was watching this and like there's parts where it looks like somebody's like stuck in some hole and I'm just like, no.
Yeah.
It's so
I think we had to leave and then to get out of the cave, I had to go underwater and like swim out through this hole. But I don't think we actually showed that part. We showed me going under. I was like, this is like.
Did you think I'm going to die here?
I didn't, because when you're 23 and like just, I booked a fucking movie. I was so excited. I don't think I got paid, actually. Maybe I did. Maybe it was like $50. I don't know. It was barely anything. But you just don't realize how not safe it is until you do other work that's like above the board, like safe. Yeah.
I think the last time I willingly went into a cave, I was like 21, and I probably will never again because
I agree. It's
so not safe. Like even people who like make careers out of caving and all of this stuff can get trapped.
Yeah.
And that just so terrible. I don't even
like
want to.
That soccer team that went into the cave after practice one day in like Indonesia, I think. And then they got the water came in, the storm came, and they couldn't get out the way they came in. And they were trapped in there for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I agree. I don't need to do caving. I'm good. No. Splunking is off the table now.
I like to be on the ground where I can see the sky.
Yeah.
To me, I guess I didn't even think about the enclosure of it.
Yeah.
But more like I'd be afraid of like getting dysentery or something with it.
From the water.
The water is actually probably pretty clean. In fact, I'm probably wasn't supposed to like go underwater because I would probably make it dirty. Like, like in the cave with all the air in the caves it's all like 59 degrees because it's all a very like temperature controlled place in a cave. And it was really pretty. The stalagmites and stalactites and all those things you learn about, they're beautiful.
Yeah.
But like, I'm good. I did that. Don't need to do anymore.
We'll do those things when we're 20, whatever, and not anymore.
Yes, exactly.
But you got your husband. You met your husband. Yes,
and in fact, the director awesome. Is like, that's like the good thing one good thing came out of this movie is you guys.
Aw.
So yeah.
But your husband's gotten out of acting now, right?
He's not as active. I mean, we left LA and a lot of the work that he was getting, that he loved to do, that he's so good at doing commercials, like physical comedy and improv is like more his jam. And it's been proven to be a little tricky. Now, like when we first came here, they were still doing Zoom auditions for commercials. And now they're back in the room. So you can't really live in Massachusetts and do commercials. But he's happy doing other stuff. So it's,
yeah.
So we're good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, so I know people probably have asked this before, and Rich and Rob might have even asked you when you did their podcast. So when you went on set the first time for Supernatural and you're just the new girl on the block and you had a huge role, I feel like, especially for your first episode, it was pretty heavy.
Yeah.
Like, are the boys really as nice as everybody says they are?
Yeah.
And the whole set, like they just set the tone and it was just amazing.
Yes. 100%. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's true.
Was that surprising to you, or had you?
you know, I didn't have a lot under my belt at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So I basically had done a couple seasons of Mad Men, but my experience on Mad Men, I would come in and they would shoot out my stuff in one day. And then I'd go back to New York and then I'd fly back out and shoot one day on the next episode. So I didn't get that feeling of like, I always felt like just kind of pop in, pop out, pop in, pop out.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't get the same experience when you're on a show for 3 weeks straight. Which is what happened with and when I was in multiple scenes a day and like challenging scenes or whatever, things that I was more than like one scene. And so it was kind of my first big role on TV. So I didn't have anything really to compare it to. So yeah, I kind of came in just very ignorant and naive, and they were wonderful. And it was, so much laughing. And it was like, we did a lot. Me and Jen had basically 3 weeks together with the boys, and it was just such a blast. Just so fun.
That's so, because everybody says that. And I mean, I'm just tending to believe it because everyone says it. Everyone. And these conventions are still going on. And if the cast really didn't like one another,
right,
you guys wouldn't want to do those.
I'll tell you what, the show would not have lasted 15 years if either one of them was an asshole.
Right.
Or if either one of them if they didn't work well together as leaders of the show, they wouldn't have had 15 seasons. It would have lasted 5, 6 tops. Because you have to have a solid leadership whatever your job is. If you don't have a captain that's considerate and kind and respectful, the ship is going to sink.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So you came back to the conventions last year for the first time. It had been a while since you've been to them. And you're doing, what, 4 this year?
Yes.
Okay.
4 creation. And then I've got Birmingham in April and Dusseldorf in October.
Oh, awesome. Have you done overseas ones before?
Yeah. When I first got the show, like maybe between 2010 and 2012, I did a bunch overseas.
Okay.
Like a few in New Zealand and Australia, which were so fun. My husband's from New Zealand, so we went twice to New Zealand and made a adventure of it and did like 3 weeks down there. It tagged it right on to the con. And then I did the Australia one. I did a couple England, London, Birmingham. I did before a couple times. But yeah, it had been about a decade, which wasn't really on purpose. It just kind of happened. I don't know. It was just like kids and COVID, and then all of a sudden had another baby, and so it just kind of happened. But I'm so happy to be back doing cons, seeing my friends. It's like I said, I'm always really inspired when I see them.
I love that.
I always feel so jazzed about getting creative after I see them. Like it's like a nice jolt of energy.
Do you find cons in the US different than ones overseas?
Yeah, creation has kind of become its own design. Like I don't know any other con that runs that way. Most of the time, well, it's usually you just sit at a table all day and then do maybe a talk, or I think Birmingham is run where you like sit at a table and sign for like a couple hours straight, and then you'll have a talk. But there's no like, the fact that I can have Cafe Boo and Ruth can have these witching hours, and everyone has, their own little thing they're passionate about that they can share with the fans. That's so nice. It's such a nice way to have a con, in between the talks and in between the signings and whatever. I like the way creation runs theirs. It makes it a little more personal. I think sometimes I feel when you're at the table and you're only signing and like everyone's lined up, it never feels like you get enough time with each person that you want to like, or like someone might want to share something, but then they feel like, oh, I got to keep moving.
Mm-hmm.
And I would rather just have people come when they are free so that I can, if we want to talk about something, we can, and we don't feel that pressure of like, keep it moving, which I understand because there's like 400 people waiting for your signature, but I just find that experience, it's just less intimate and personal. And I don't think it's as fun for the fans.
Yeah. And you get to spend more time with the cast as well when you do creation, right? You have a little more downtime.
I think so. I mean, well, I don't usually take a lot of downtime because I'm at my table when I'm not doing stuff, but I see people, we'll see people at lunch and in the morning and in the evening. And I do see them a bunch. So it's great. And like, people have the nighttime events and
Oh yeah. And you did karaoke.
I did karaoke, and then I did a song with the band. And so, there's lots of time to see people.
Did you sing Shallow in Norfolk again?
I did, but now I'm learning a new song. We were talking on the way to the concert the other night, actually, and we were like, we should probably, I sang that all last year. And so I was like, I need to learn a new one. And so I've got a new song to learn for, I think the next one I'm doing on the books is Charlotte, maybe September. Okay. Or whatever the September one is. Yeah. I was hoping to get kind of into the Boston and Jersey ones, but I don't know if that's going to work because there's already so many guests. So we'll see.
Sure. Oh, because I'm going to be in New Jersey. I'd love it if you were there.
Yeah.
But
they just want to meet everybody at every convention.
I know. I do. I want to meet it's 327 episodes, had a lot of bodies.
Yeah.
It would be, these conventions would have to be like a month long to be able to meet everybody. Sure. But you'll be in Ohio, and we're in Ohio, so we're very excited.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll be in Columbus. Yeah.
Yes.
Exciting.
Awesome. Yeah.
So you had mentioned Cafe Boo, which that's a like coffee and kind of ghost story thing. So I attended this in Norfolk with you, and I wasn't entirely sure what to expect. Did you kind of come up with that concept, or?
I did. When I decided to like pitch myself back into creation, I knew that I had to have something. And I knew that it had to be authentic because it would be gross if I wouldn't feel good doing, like trying to just come up with something random. Like I knew that it had to be something I was excited about and passionate about. And so the most obvious thing for me, and I wanted it to be more related to like, oh, my character, my angel, like being an angel, but it just, I guess people believe that angels are real. So we talk about all supernatural things in my Cafe Boo. It can, if you come in with an alien story, I want to hear it. If you see angels, I want to hear it. I want to hear all the stories. So, so that just kind of seemed like the obvious thing for me to do was to make it this, and I knew I needed to do it in the morning, mainly because I wanted to do it when it wasn't going to conflict with anything else, so that people didn't feel like, oh, but I want to, see this person talk, so I can't do the Cafe Boo. So I made it early.
At 9 o'clock in the morning. Yeah,
it's early, but it's not too early. So
there was a full table. In Norfolk.
Everyone has, the people that show up are either, well, actually they almost all have stories. They're like, multiple people will be like, well, I grew up in a haunted house, so they have stories. And I absolutely love that hour at the cons.
Has that
worked out?
Yeah, I just wondered, has that inspired you with some of your writing that you're doing too? Some of those stories?
Not in particular, but I have one. The one I was working on today is a supernatural story. But I had already written it. So, but I do look at these stories as, when we hear people's experiences, we see them in our head, right? When they share the story, we can see them.
Oh yeah.
And so absolutely, if like something comes up that is like, ooh, that would be good. If yeah.
There was one of the last stories that somebody shared in Norfolk was this young guy who talked about taking care of his like aunt's ranch, and he was on 200 acres by himself.
Mm-hmm.
And he starts like setting the scene for this, and I was like, dude, you are in a horror film.
It was absolutely a horror film. And yeah.
Like
100%.
everything that happened, I was like, and then you were murdered by a Wendigo. Like that's
Yeah.
what it sounded like was gonna happen next. Like you did not know.
Yeah. Yeah. And I liked his story because I don't like, some people are shy. And so I tend to like the ones that don't speak up right away. Part of my job, my duty as the host of this cafe is to make sure everyone gets a chance to speak and make sure that it doesn't trail on too long with each story so that everyone can talk. So I'll look around and I'll make eye contact. Do you want to share something? I don't think he was going to share it unless I like looked at him and invited him to speak. And he was very young, probably like 18 or 19, like very, I don't know, maybe he seemed really young.
He seemed young to me too.
Full cowboyed out. Like if you were at the con, you know who we're talking about. He was the only guy there that was dressed full on cowboy.
Like denim jacket, blue jeans, cowboy boots,
cowboy
hat, the whole thing.
And just looked so young and yeah, his story was 100% a horror movie. And it would be probably a really fun one. I don't know how it would be shot.
Well, like whatever it was he experienced, like he never said like I turned around and saw XYZ.
No.
And so like it felt like one of those like stories where there's something and you don't know what it is, but it's looming. And it like
you can't
instills
really
that
see it. It's beyond your vision. You can't see it, but you know it's there because you're sensing it.
I have goosebumps right now.
Yeah. No, that's a good. I mean, that's worth journaling about and seeing if anything's there. That would be a good one. I mean, a one person horror film.
I'm sure they've done it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. It would be interesting.
Did you say that you grew up near Salem, Massachusetts?
Well, I went to college there.
You went to college there. Okay.
Yeah. So
I just feel like that's a haunted town.
Well, yes. Yes. But I didn't really experience anything there till I went back after college and stayed at my friend's house. But I think I told that story, right? Yeah, the audio that I heard. So yeah, I heard in the middle of the night, I was staying at my friend's house. They had a 2-year-old sleeping, and in the middle of the night, I heard them sing. I heard him crying, and then I heard one of them go in and sing to the kid, and then silence. He went back to sleep, and I woke up in the morning and I said, "What were you singing to Gavin?" And they both looked at me and they were like, "That was Margaret."
Oh my
And so
gosh.
Margaret's a ghost in their house that sings, and it's not the first time she's sung. And so I heard Margaret. They said we didn't wake up at all. We didn't get up. It was Margaret. So that was kind of cool.
So just an hour of those kinds of stories happening.
Yeah, it's so fun.
You're so right though that like everybody has some kind of like weird story. I don't think we had
I think the people that want to show up to that event, those are the ones. Maybe not everyone at the con has had a story, but the ones that show up at Cafe Boo have something that happened to them, something they experienced that either they're like, I don't believe in this, but this is what happened. And we're like, okay, well, okay. You don't have to believe in it. Maybe it was a coincidence. Maybe you imagined it, but we have to be open-minded, and maybe it also was a ghost.
Maybe.
So circling back around to Anna.
Yeah.
When you were on, so when you read for the part and you found out, did you think it was weird? Like, I'm going to be an angel? I mean, because you probably had seen like Touched by an Angel and you'd seen shows like that. So these angels are a lot different on Supernatural than what we would have normally seen.
Right.
Before.
But I didn't really know that at the time. Like I remember I had seen the pilot of Supernatural in my Queens apartment in 2003. I think, right? 2003?
2005 was when it would have aired.
Really?
Yeah. Because 2025 was 20 years.
Oh, okay. Yeah, first I lived in the Upper East Side, then I moved to Queens. Okay, so yes, Queens. Right, this was right before I met my husband. Okay. I remember watching it in my little loft bed in Queens and being like, wow, I love this show. It's so cool. But I didn't have a TV then. And so it was like, I think, I don't know how I was watching one episode of it, but that was it. And I didn't see anything else until I booked it. And then I was like, oh, I want to watch this. And so I remember watching a bunch of it when I was working on it up for those 3 weeks. I went back and I was like binging.
Oh, cool.
But
that's an experience. Wow.
But I didn't know what to expect. When you come into something so like, I'm here, it's my first job, like first real job, you just go full force and do your best. Hope that they don't fire you.
I mean, I think you did do your best. One thing that I noticed, because I just watched the first 2 episodes that you were in, is how Anna's behavior changed a little when she remembered that she was an angel.
Oh, yeah.
Because she's a college student and she's very like kind of naive.
Yeah.
And uncertain and like, oh, are my parents okay? And then when she learns, like, there's a whole shift in her demeanor.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think you did that well.
I do
Thank
too.
you.
You can definitely see the shift. 100% when you're like, it's okay. I know who I am now. Yeah. And you're like, even in your mannerisms, because I always have to mention Jensen in every podcast that we do.
Okay.
I think he is an awesome face actor. I just think that you know what he's thinking, you know his emotions, and he just really does it really well. I think that you did a phenomenal job. You could tell.
I'm also a face actor. I admit I'm a face actor. I always find when I do my self tapes and I'll like read them with my husband, and then he is mostly listening because he's reading the lines. And then he's like, I don't know if you hit this much. And I'm like, well, let's just watch it. And because it's just on my face, and there's all these things that our faces do that we don't realize, that we don't consciously do. And that's kind of the beauty of screen rather than stage. On stage, we have to make them bigger so the audience can see them. But on screen, you can trust that like you're just in the scene, in the moment, and your face will show what it needs to show to convey what you're going through. So I always find that really fun. And then I'll be like, look, Michael, look.
I did it. I nailed it.
my face was acting.
My face did the thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's great. Yeah.
Well, we could definitely tell. You did a great job. I feel like there was definitely the shift from, like you said, the naive college student to an angel that actually you were like over Castiel.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were like, yeah.
Because what was it like? Dean's like, oh, did you work together? And Anna just kind of, she's like, well, I was their boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, the one thing that you got to do was that you introduced to the boys, was the angel banishing symbol that had never been on the show
noticed
before
that too.
either. You were the first one that got to do that.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That was cool.
I actually pointed that out. My husband was kind of like over my shoulder watching the episode earlier. And I was like, that's the first time we see that sigil.
Yeah.
And then it was used on me
later
in the 5th season. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what you get for teaching them stuff,
I know,
right? The jerks. Well, you also got to act with Matt Cohen.
Yeah.
He was only on 3 episodes.
Yeah.
And you got to be on one with him. So that was
he
pretty
killed
cool.
you.
I know.
He did kill you.
Bastard.
I don't know if we'll ever forgive him for it.
No,
but
never.
I was thinking about that earlier, and I was like, was it traumatic for you for your table to be kind of across from his at Norfolk?
You remember what he did?
Yeah, I mean, at least it wasn't, I guess it was Michael. It was Archangel Michael.
Yes.
It was. Yeah.
So
It
Wasn't
wasn't Matt.
technically him.
It
Wasn't
was
really
Matt
Matt.
as John as Michael.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. It was a bit Inception there, but yes.
Yeah. It's very cerebral. Figure that one out. Do you what I know you had some other things.
Okay, so this is the burning question for me because I was looking at
Okay.
your IMDb page. I saw that it was technically uncredited in Across the Universe.
Yeah.
Okay, so I need to know exactly where you were so I can go back and watch it and find you.
Okay. There's a song that what's the girl main
Oh, Lucy,
but
the
no
act.
her real name.
It's Evan Rachel Wood. Yeah.
Evan Rachel Wood.
hmm
So there's a scene where she's in a classroom and she's looking at the clock and it's
hmm
like so the music starts.
I think it's Feel So Right is the song.
Maybe. I'm
Yeah.
kind of like behind her to one side.
Okay.
I'm wearing I remember that day we shot and it was like they had us all wear these like vintage dresses
hmm
and they were like, don't sit, don't wrinkle them. No sitting. And we were like, you want us to stand for like 13 hours? They're like, yes. Okay. So we stood. We did not sit until we had to sit for our scene. And then I was in that little classroom scene. And then I was the scene where right after, I think she's running out in front of the school and she
hmm
like hugs her boyfriend.
hmm
So I'm like in that crowd there.
Somewhere. Yeah. It just
Yeah.
says female uncredited on
Yeah.
IMDb. And I was
That's,
like, I need to know where.
everyone starts with that role and works their way up.
I know that you shared on TikTok a little, it's like almost like a commercial thing that you did, but it was like for Craigslist. It was
Oh.
that's how I remember messaging you and I'm like, or a comment and I'm like, I'm so
Oh.
happy you're still with us. Because you did that.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was when I almost got into a like sex ring, I guess.
Oh my goodness.
That was yeah. I mean, I kind of laugh about it now, but like with all this stuff happening, with all the sex rings that are like all the rich powerful men apparently like little girls. Not all of them, but like a lot more than we thought.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, okay. I am glad that I understood enough to know not to go forward with that job.
Yeah. Yeah.
I knew like immediately when I got to the callback because there were a bunch of businessmen there that were like chatting with us. And I was like, oh, but I had just been in the van on the way there with all of these young girls that then I felt kind of like I needed to like tell them, but I couldn't really say it out loud. And so I played along a little bit. And then I had this one conversation where I looked at this guy and I said, you know that I know. And he looked at me and was like, yeah, this isn't for you. And I was like, no, it's not. And then he tried to give me money for a cab ride. Or no, first he tried to get me to take his helicopter home because I lived in Connecticut at the time. And he was like, well, let me get the helicopter. I can bring it. And I was like, that makes no sense. Well, you're going to fly me to my house? Like this, that does not make sense. Why would I get in a helicopter with you?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, well, I can give you money for a cab. And I was like, no, yeah, I can go take the train. I'm going to go. And then he's like, no. So he gives me $250. He says, take a cab home. Like as if he's like being, taking care of me, right?
Yeah.
I took the money and I took the last train home to Connecticut.
Wow.
Wow.
Dodged a big
But
bullet.
yeah, at the time it was like, oh, that was weird. I didn't know. I was young and stupid and
Yeah.
I'm smart
But
enough
not
to
that
know.
stupid. Yeah.
No. I mean, like in the car ride over, the van ride, they were passing a bong around. I mean, I was like, what is going on here?
Yeah. Wow.
And I don't smoke. I never really did. So I wasn't high. I was totally sober. And I was like, this is fucked up. I'm going to go. So yeah, I fortunately was smart enough to not get into a sex ring.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
But I
Wow.
wouldn't even say these girls were dumb. They were offering us $20,000 for this job. And at that point, that's a lot of money.
And it seemed like there was safety in numbers. It wasn't just you by
Yep,
yourself. There was a bunch of
absolutely.
other,
It was a
yeah.
bunch of girls together. So, you know,
Wow.
like I do think about those girls. I'm like, I hope they were okay because like they flew them to Vietnam. And the thing is, you don't realize at the time, like, okay, well, Vietnam, you can prostitute legally there. So you go to Vietnam and then you don't have to sleep with them. But what happens if you don't? What happens if you say no? And when you get there, do they take your passports? Probably.
Wow.
So there's all these things. I'm just like,
That's
I can't
scary.
believe
That's
that.
scary than
Yeah.
scarier than the Cafe Boo stories.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because it's
right. Actual real men are
bars.
way scarier
Yeah.
than ghosts.
But not the
Mhm.
Yes.
Winchesters, right?
But not the Winchesters. I would, oh my God, can you imagine if I showed up in that situation with Dean and Sam?
Yeah.
They would just like beat all these guys up.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Right, right.
I mean, it would be no question. It would be very easy.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. Yeah, we need to do something lighter. What
Right.
I mean, we don't want to
Sorry,
end on that
I got
note.
real deep there.
No, no, that's no,
I
that's
mean,
the
look, this was way before Me Too.
Yeah.
This is
Mhm.
one of my Me Too stories. This
Yeah,
is, you
for
know,
sure.
and a lucky one at that.
Yeah.
But yeah, this kind of thing happens all the time to young women in New York and LA who want to be actors who are so eager. I was so eager
hmm
that I went to that. And I didn't know, you know,
Mhm.
once I figured it out, I left. But I thought in my head, $20,000 for a travel video? Wow, yeah, that sounds good.
hmm
Come on. I would know in a second now. I'd be like, that's not real.
Right.
But you've got experience on your side now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So that stuff is everywhere though. It really is.
Yeah. Wow.
So I'm going to switch around to maybe something lighter, but still talking about being younger. So when you played Anna, in your actual age, you were your late 20s, is that
Mm-hmm.
right? And you were playing a college student age
Yeah.
person. Do you find yourself casted younger? Is that a thing that
Yeah.
happens a lot?
Oh yeah. I've always had like a young, and it's not just like a physical youngness to me. It's my energy is younger.
Hmm.
My spirit, whatever, is younger. Um, I think I'm naturally more naive. I'm naturally more gullible. I'm naturally more trusting, and that comes off as youth.
Hmm.
hmm
Now I can still play. I mean, technically, like, I don't say 30, but like 32 to 42 is like more what I play now,
Hmm.
which is nice to be able to kind of get into my 40s a little bit because I've gotten to go out for more professional roles, like someone who works in government. I've had a few detective auditions, which I'm like ready for. I'm so ready for those. And that's been really fun to have that in the last year or two. And it's really been the last year or two. Like
Okay.
I, they would not see me for like those kind of roles before now.
hmm
With Doom Patrol, which was it like
Mm-hmm.
6 episodes or so, you were a wife and a mom.
Yep.
And like definitely very much looked that part, which I
Yeah,
realize is some of like the wardrobe and everything too, but
totally.
yeah.
Totally.
Was Mark,
Yeah, that was did you see that one? That was with Matt Bomer.
Hmm.
but Mark Shepard was in that, right?
He was.
I thought
Yes,
so.
and I
Yeah.
did not have any scenes with him on that show
Oh,
either.
okay.
Yeah, no, actually all of my scenes were with Matt. Um that one was such a great experience. I mean, Matt Bomer is an incredible actor and an incredible scene partner to work with. Um and also just like seriously such a nice guy. Like he's amazing. Um and and that was, yeah, it felt a little more adult, and it was probably I mean, I would say like probably my best work.
I
Like
mean, the scenes that I watched, I was like, this is intense. Like
it was
I'm invested and
really,
I don't even know what's going on.
it was, yeah. And you know what? That's a comment. It's okay. You got to lean into that. That show is so out. It's so wild. It's a wild ride. It's worth the ride because the
Hmm.
characters are just, there's just so much heart in that show. With the superheroes that don't realize how great they are, that are struggling with their own personal things. Um, yeah, and I think what the role I got to play was such an intense, sure, it was only 6 episodes, but it was like an intense experience, and it
Hmm.
was a great challenge. And I loved showing up for my first day and seeing Chris Manley DPing, who was the DP on Mad Men, and then Jeremy Carver, who was, obviously in
Supernatural.
my seasons of Supernatural, was on the show.
Hmm.
And I had to audition. It wasn't like he was like, oh, let's bring Julie in for this. No, I had to totally be in the audition room and see all the famous people I was going up against and be like, well, here goes. Let's give it a shot. That was back when we had auditions in the room, but
Yeah.
that
Hmm.
was pre-COVID.
Okay.
Have you ever done comedy, or are you almost always
Um,
dramatic roles?
the only like comedy thing I think that I've done was on Fringe, which it wasn't really comedy, but my character was really quirky. And that actually, I think, I don't know if you've seen it. I mean, did you guys watch Fringe?
I did, but it was a long time ago.
It's
I
a
was in college, I
great
think.
show. It's
Yeah.
a great show. I only did one episode, but my character was in the alternate universe, and she was in love with Charlie, and which was like Anna Anna Torva, can't remember,
Torva, I think.
Torva,
Yeah.
her partner. And so there was just this scene I had. I was like an entomologist, and
They just made you a big old nerd.
I was such a nerd. I was like so just an awkward scientist, and it was so fun. And that actually, to me, I feel like if I could like put myself in a role, a long-term role on like Law and Order or FBI, it would be like the quirky medical examiner or the quirky FBI analyst who like constantly puts her foot in her mouth and is embarrassing, but like you kind of like her because she doesn't mean to do it. Like but that was it. And so it wasn't that it was a comedy, but she was funny
Yeah.
because
Excellent.
she was awkward.
Yeah. Well, I we just want to say thank you so much for
Oh,
joining us, and this has been so much fun. And we appreciate you. I liked Anna.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, I didn't like very many of the angels because obviously they made them all real jerks on
they, yeah,
Supernatural. But
I
I
mean,
loved
Anna
Anna.
turned out to be a jerk too.
She, no, not a jerk. She
She
just,
tried to kill John and Mary to
yeah,
stop the apocalypse.
well,
right. But
she was
stuff
just,
to stop the world from dying. I
she
mean, you
was
got to
just
give her that
trying to
credit.
keep Sam from being
She
born.
was trying to unsleep with Dean.
Yes,
No.
yes.
Who would want to do
Anna,
that?
Well,
apparently.
apparently Anna.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I know. But I still liked you.
Hmm.
I liked Baltazar
Well, I think
because
too
he was
that
hilarious.
because you knew Anna as a human, you perhaps were able to understand her a little bit more.
Hmm.
Hmm.
The other angels, I think you only met them as angels,
Yeah.
right? I
Yeah.
mean,
Hmm.
I guess, Cass had the other storyline with Jimmy and everything,
Hmm.
um, but you met me as human.
Hmm.
Right.
So
And
yeah.
we've talked about like a lot of times the angels have like, look down on humans, but
Hmm.
Anna like she talks about how like all of these emotions and all the messy parts of being human is what she wanted to
Right.
experience. So
Yeah.
she did
Yeah.
have that like
Which I
connect.
feel like is what you hear when woo-woo people are talking about why we reincarnate and why our souls constantly come back to Earth, which is not always fun. It's because we want to experience the full spectrum of being human, even when it's really hard.
Yeah.
Even when we're struggling with depression or whatever, like being human is a gift. And we get to do it right now. So I think that's, I think that's why she cut her soul out, or her grace.
Her grace.
Yeah.
Right behind the kidney, apparently, right? Wasn't that? I don't know.
I think
I
so.
don't remember.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Don't try this at home.
No.
But
I think I might actually be an angel.
Like I wake up in a tub of ice.
Yes.
Take my break. Yes. Nope, just your kidney. So, well, anyhow, I still liked Anna. I mean, yes, I wasn't happy that she wanted to get rid of John and Mary, but I feel like we talked about this before. All the angels in their minds were trying to do the greater good. It was just their methodology that just didn't go so.
Well, and yeah, when you don't have that human quality, there's a lack of compassion. And then you just seem like an asshole.
Well, I think that personally, I think Anna struggled with that though, because you had been human for a long time. I feel like it probably wasn't an easy decision for you to do
She
that.
goes off with the angels and then comes back as a soldier again, kind of.
Yeah.
I think there's like brainwashing stuff going on up there all the time.
We were just talking about that.
Yeah.
We talked about that in Norfolk, right? Wasn't that one of the questions? Like, was there an aspect of like, when Anna went back, she kind of had to like prove herself again. So whether it was full brainwashing or like her knowing she had to step up and take action so that she could like earn her way back up. Because when she took her grace out, I was way up. And then I took my grace down out and I fell back to like, soldier, first position, like last position. Yeah. And so I had to work my way back up. So maybe that was, what motivated her to be
fall
so
in line. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
I guess so, but heaven was never going to allow the Winchester. I mean, heaven made sure the Winchesters were born. We talked about that. Cupid made sure that John and Mary met one another and made sure this. So heaven was never going to allow anybody to destroy
undo
them.
That. Yeah.
And maybe Anna thought she could do it.
Yeah, maybe there's a little bit of.
Maybe she had a little bit of ego left in her from being human.
Yes, exactly.
And I don't know. We're making shit up at this point, but
that's all right.
So we do a lot of speculating and fan theory.
Yeah. It's been off for a while. It's time to just make up stuff. It's all right. But anyhow, thank you.
No harm done. Thank you
for joining us.
Yes.
And we'll get to see you probably not till October. You might see her sooner, possibly. You're going to be in Virginia, is that what you said?
We were just in Virginia.
No, we were just in Virginia.
Where are you going to
I think Charlotte.
Oh, North Carolina. Okay. Are you going?
Maybe.
Okay.
Wherever the world leads me.
Oh my.
We'll find out.
Well, she and Jen are vendors.
Yeah.
So so I'm not.
Right.
No.
I have no talent.
That is untrue.
But thank you again. This episode actually is the one that'll be out next week, not this Thursday, but following Thursday.
We're just jumping right in with it.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Yes.
Cheers to our grace.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.
All right.
Hey.
All right. Are we going to rate? Do you want to rate these?
Yeah, we need to rate our drink.
Okay. Do you want to rate your drink?
We do a swig rating at the end of all of our episodes.
I would say at the beginning, I wasn't sure if I liked it, but now it's actually pretty good. Like I can actually see if there was liquor in this, I would totally drink it.
Yeah.
if I drank liquor.
I am giving mine a full swig on taste.
Okay. So we have our categories of taste, ease of making, how well it matches the character, and how well it can be mocktailed.
Oh, yes.
Which we came up with word mocktailability.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
For that. So I definitely agree full swig on taste. Like it's very the citrusy. You
I like
can't
it.
tell. It's delicious.
It's a dangerous because you can't taste the
Oh,
you
yeah.
can't taste the alcohol at all.
That's the only way I used to have alcohol. I was like, but I never overdrank. I wasn't a big, it wasn't that. It was like, I didn't ever like the taste. And then it was when I hit perimenopause and I was like, alcohol is poisoning me. Even if I would have like half a glass of wine, I felt like crap for 3 days. So I was like, that's okay. I'll make my muddled blueberry and spritzer.
Yes. So you can get full swig on mocktailability.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Excellent. Love that.
Ease of making.
This was easy. Yeah, and just a couple things in the shaker, as long as you remember to take the lid off the shaker afterwards so it doesn't build up pressure.
You. Yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That was very easy.
And then how well does it match our character? It's blue and her grace was blue.
I feel like it matches pretty well. I mean, if you found yourself a tiny little, I don't know why I thought it was heart shaped. It wasn't heart shaped. It was just like a little, not heart shaped, it was like a little vial.
It was vial, yeah.
And you drank your thing out of a little vial. I mean, that would up the ante in terms of matching the character.
Yeah, and we put some sparkle in it.
Yeah, it's sparkly. It's not like shimmery in the way, but we don't have those kinds of special effects. But sparkle.
You know what? If you took a flashlight and like right behind it, did that, because remember when like all the white light that came out of it. Yes.
Does it do it?
There you go. Now it's a bit more grace light.
Oh yeah, you can see the shimmer. There we go.
All right. We got our own special effects now.
I think this got.
I'm going to call it full across the board.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I didn't have to do hard math this time. Everything just added up.
Yeah, we don't math well on this podcast.
I don't math at all. My husband maths. I don't math.
Yeah.
The same.
Yep.
All
right. Well, thank you again. You have a good evening. I can't wait to see you at the conventions.
Yes.
Come say hi.
And I can't wait to see some of your future projects.
Yeah, I will. I'm sure I'll post when I
when you can.
Yes,
absolutely. All right.
All right.
Thank you, Julie.
Bye, ladies.
Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Okay. We good?
Yeah.
All right.
Do you want to leave that up for our wrap up?
Oh, yeah. Are we wrapped up?
Well, we're on social media and like the things and comment on the things and tell us what you like or don't like.
Do the things.
Do the things.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let us know. And if you have contacts with one of the actors from the show and can get them on our podcast, let us know.
We'll call it networking.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, folks.
Bye-bye. My ears are killing me.
I know.
My daughter.